And I'm Jeannie.
And we're the Loose Thread Stitchers. Today is August 5th, Monday, and it's our episode number 30. Welcome, everyone. And we're a week late. Because of me, I begged for another week, but we'd only try to do one a month, and July had extra week in it. So I asked for the extra week, so it's my fault.
So she's going to have lots of things to show today.
No, but I have one. Updates. It's raining out right now. Jeannie doesn't think it's raining at her house, but it looks like an all-day sort of rain. So.
You know, I should have left the box open on my truck, and then it would have filled up, and I could have taken it home.
Because every time I've gotten rain, she hasn't hardly gotten anything.
No, so. And then we talked to our son down in Fort Myers, Florida yesterday, and he sent pictures, and it's Hurricane Debbie is going through there now. Well, it's still 100 or so miles away from them, but yeah, the rain they're getting in the surges, and yes, hope everybody is safe and well. And
yeah, it's kind of weird weather this year.
Yeah.
But we're hot now, but starting this week, we're going down to the 70s, so it'll be kind of nice. And they said the humidity is going to drop because we've had really high humidity here, and I'll be happy because when you're outside, you're just dripping.
Yeah, there's a couple days last week that we had higher temperatures and humidity than Fort Myers, Florida had, but
isn't that weird? We're in Minnesota.
That's okay. We don't get the hurricanes.
No, I don't want the hurricanes. That's it. Okay, so we'll move on. FFOs, Jeannie, you're up. I don't have any.
Okay. This little pillow here was a freebie from Colorado Cross Stitcher. I did this a couple months ago, and so I just finished it this last month. And then I have Words to Live By Salt and Pepper. This was my Sunday stitch this last month.
Oh, that's nice.
And they're on 18 count Ada, Overcast by Cedar River Linen and Design. And then there's 3 different types of floss I used. On this one here is Classic Colorworks Blacksmith Blue.
That's nice.
And on Pray Always is Gentle Arts Freedom. And then on Have Faith is Blue Moon by Roxy Flosco. So there's not much of a difference. It's just that I was trying out, just some different flosses. So
you want me to help?
They all
there you go.
All go together, but there's just slightly different, but it's all the same linen.
Yeah, and you can't really tell on here, but
no,
they are just Have Faith is like the brightest or darkest or whatever.
Yeah. And then I fully finished What the Cluck. And this is on 20 count Ada in mossy green with the called for DMCs.
That green is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And she's got little pins.
Those are from Missouri Star. And then I got my farm animals on the back. And these are all with sawdust. So those are my FFOs. I was going to tell you, thanks for all of the comments in the last video. My favorite granddaughter really was impressed with everybody and stuff. And she's got the lingo down there up this weekend. And she was, she wanted to keep on cross stitching. We had a parade to go to, and we were doing stuff outside and stuff. And then she finished up another little one, and she goes, "Hey, Dad, I got an FO." And what? And he says, "Well, we're going to get ready to go now." "No, I want an FFO." So
that's so cute.
But so she wants to know, when we can go do something, get away and take our cross stitching with. We were at the parade, so we got the parade a little early, and we're sitting there, and she goes, "Why didn't we bring our cross stitch?" She's thinking right.
Yeah, she is. You got her trained really good, Jeannie. Really good. Okay, so finishes. I have a finish. I've been working on a Quaker Welcome, and I had all of this done. I had the large alphabet done up to there. All of this was done. And so what I did is I've been monogamous the whole month, and I finished. And there it is.
You know, different ones, watching on different ones, nobody liked that alphabet.
No. And what I did is the lower alphabet, if you look, in the lower alphabet, there's no X. And she says that in the chart, that she used the Ackworth School Motif Pattern Book, and she didn't put an X in. Well, that kind of bugged me. So I have an X in my lower one.
You sure do.
And what I did is I took off the, I don't know what you would call that.
Yeah.
It's like a star. I moved it. I moved the star down to here.
Here, can I hold it and you can?
Okay. I moved the star down, and then this little motif here, up here, was down here. So I moved that to the end because it was smaller and it fit. And then there was a big, if you look here, there was a big like flowery thing here, and I didn't put that in at all. That's where I moved this star down to that. And then I put our initials in. My husband is TR and I'm LC, and the date we got married. So I filled that in. And then I used different colors of reds instead of, it's a grapefruit, it's a really bright kind of orangey pink. And I didn't like it, so I switched the house to red. And then I took 4 different reds and I kind of variegated the flowers. And then these 4 flowers, there's a darker red on the 2 bottom ones and then a lighter red up on the upper one.
Did you say what the fabric is?
It is 40 count Old Massachusetts.
Very beautiful.
It's very beautiful. So I have 2 samplers done now, and I'm so excited.
We waited an extra week for this, people.
We did. We did. I begged, I pleaded, and she agreed. She let me do it. But boy, I was working. I finished Saturday night.
I was going to say, because when we were over here last Thursday, you had a good...
I had a chunk to do yet. I had this whole chunk to do. And I had only part of the alphabet done. I didn't have this ending part done. I had the cartouche, but not the inside stuff. And I was getting worried. And then Saturday night, we had a really bad storm and we lost power for a while. So I was like, I swear it was
Don't you have a neck light or something,
I
battery
have
operated?
a neck light, but I could have done it with my magnifier. You're right, I could have. I have 2 neck lights. I could have. But it only lasted, our power only went out for like 5 minutes and came back on. And so I kept going. And I did actually finish it all. I had to do this thing twice because I started with these 2 flower leaves, but I was looking down here. So I had these 2 leaves down here, and I went, oh no. So I ripped them out and started. So then I started from the top, and that made it better.
You were in a hurry.
No, right. And then since I'm moving all of these objects around, you really can't base your stitching off of the objects. I had to have something that was stationary. So then it was like I did an oak leaf and then this oak leaf. So I would have, and then the bird. So I would have,
And those oak leaves are where they're supposed to be.
Yes,
Okay.
they are. They are. Everything is where it's supposed to be except for this little guy is supposed to be here. This guy is supposed to be here, and then there's supposed to be a big black flower here.
And there's supposed to be no X.
No X. And I put the X, and that would drive me nuts. It'd be different if the upper alphabets didn't have the X, but she's got the X in the upper alphabet. So my brain just started, the ping pong ball goes off in my head. So every time I was going to look at it, it's going to be by the front door, and I thought, oh, I better do it like I like it, otherwise I'd be in trouble. Do we finishes?
I did not bring any finishes.
Okay, so then we move on to whips, and I have no whips because, like I said, I was monogamous with that to finish. So you're up to whips.
Okay, what I started working on when the Olympics start was from Welcome Stitchery, the 2024 Welcome Design, and it is by Ink Circles. and it is Welcome to My Parlor.
Oh, cute. That's her new one, right?
Mm-hmm. So she had a kit, so I signed up for that, and then I started on this.
Oh, it even has a cross-stitch stand with a light.
Yeah.
Look at on the couch. There's a cross-stitch stand with a light. Is that ever cute?
It's kind of one of those Victorian.
Yeah, it looks very Victorian. What's the fabric?
Okay. It was in the kit.
Does it tell you on that? No, because all I have it here is the cover.
Oh, I've got it at home.
Oh, okay.
And I did this is on. No, I don't have that part here.
It's very modeled here. And yours is, yeah, you got some dark and light going on with your Ada, yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Wow, you're almost done.
So.
For you, that's what, another 10, 15 minutes?
Well, I did it with the Olympics until I started my WIPCO for this month. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. So I got the table and the tray with all the goodies left.
Yep.
And teacups, and then this parlor chair. And then,
yeah.
So it's going good. It's, I think it's 16 count Ada, so this is one I can stitch until the evening.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So, and then one of my whips for this month is a flamingo project. So I'm doing hands-on design. You had me at
Flamingo.
So, and this, I don't know what this linen is, or Ada is. It was a scrap piece.
Is that it's like, it reminds me of Country Mocha, only it's the white one.
The gray?
Yeah, the gray. It's like,
Yeah.
gosh, what's that called? Snow something? No.
So this is where I am on this.
Oh, nice.
And they're fun colors.
Very fun.
And I have it in my...
Flamingo bag.
Yep. And then my, since I got done with those 3 little pillows on my Sunday stitch, I need a Brenda.
I can be Brenda.
I'm teasing.
I'm serious. I can be Brenda.
I am doing...
It's just you're throwing them over there.
Yeah, there's room over here.
I can't reach when you throw them over there.
I'm doing the blue flower, language of flowers, peace.
Peace on earth.
Yeah, this one was fun. I know it's probably Christmassy, but...
Oh, peace on earth, yeah.
And it's the called for colors, and it's on...
I can see why you like it.
18 count Ada in beige.
I can definitely see why she likes it. You'll see it in a second here.
Now, you have the chart too. I suppose you're going to change the colors.
I would, yes.
But look at that.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, it's beautiful. This is how they all go together so well.
They do. I agree with that, yes.
Yeah. So...
Absolutely, I agree with that.
What would you change?
Probably... the flowers are okay, but I think the leaves... this leaf ain't bad, but those are kind of bright.
Okay. Yeah, and you can do that to keep peace on earth.
Yeah, and peace on earth would be in blue, obviously.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Okay. I think that's what it looks like.
It's the lighter. It's 5.
See, like that yellow's really bright. What's that on?
That's the center of the flowers.
Oh, okay.
But you need that. The blue is 501.
Okay. It's kind of a tealy blue.
And it's
I'd probably make it more blue.
it's a DMC. All the DMC called for
Okay.
colors.
And I would probably change it.
Yeah, you dull it down.
I dull it down and do variegated. That's what I do. Yep.
Okay. Stay tuned.
But you like it?
I do. Those are my whips.
Okay. So now we can move on to haul. I don't have a whole lot of haul. I have a little bit of haul.
We didn't really,
Go anywhere.
you know.
Did we? No,
I'm
I
trying to
don't think
think.
it is.
5 weeks ago is a long time.
She's gonna bug me about that, you know. This, I was looking on Quilter Station at Fabric, because they carry fabric and cross stitch. And she had this up. And I think it's left over from one of their classes. And it's called Home for Christmas Sampler Pillow, and it's by Chessie and me.
How big does that get?
It is 7 by 14. 125 by 255.
Ooh, okay, it's a good size one then.
Yeah. And it came as a kit. Now, I don't know.
What count?
36.
Okay.
It says 36 count hazelwood linen from Fiber on a Whim. And here's the linen. I mean, it came as a kit, and I love this linen. This linen is beautiful. It's nice and dark. Dark. And then it came...
You got a needle here.
Yep.
Okay.
And then it came with, you know, all the threads on the thing.
Now what, are they overdyes or they?
Yeah, they look like they're all over.
Okay.
Yep. And then I got a little pad in there from Chessie and me, and it came in this little bag. That's all I could come up with is she had it on her site, and I'm guessing it's from a class they had, one of their classes. So I thought it was really pretty. So I ordered it.
Christmassy, huh?
And then Carol Soapbox Stitcher, I was watching her, and she showed this finished, and I really loved it, and I thought, I'm sure I have that pattern. No, I didn't have that pattern. So I ordered it, Land of Liberty. It's called Land of Liberty by Brenda Gervais. I'm amazed at how many Brenda Gervais I don't have, because I buy,
Yeah.
but every time we go somewhere, it's like, I don't have that one. So
When you've got a good chart system or record keeping system.
I do. It's on Excel, and I have them all alphabetical or by. And then the linen it calls for is 40 count legacy linen by Picture This Plus. So I ordered some legacy linen to put with it. So I will work on that at some point. But when Carol showed it, it was just so cute. And then this is the sampler. I just got it. It's the sampler from Homespun Needlework. Yeah, and it's closed now. You can't get it anymore. But I just got it. Today's Monday. I think I got it on Friday. And it
comes, you were waiting for that, weren't you?
Yeah. It's kind of cute. You get this little box with a bird on it, and then you open it, and it has 2 little magnets in it for needles.
I got Tenley one like that, and she's just tickled.
The fabric is called Valley Forge by Needle and Flax, and it's a fat half of 40 count.
How big is this going to be?
It's probably going to be big. I didn't look yet, but this is Valley Forge.
14 1/4 by 16 1/4.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe there? That's about right. Yeah, it's big. It's a big piece of linen. I've never heard of Valley Forge either, so. It's a nice sampler color. It has lots of, wish you could see that. It has lots of variation.
It's only the deers that are mirrored.
Oh, everything else is different, huh? The birds are mirrored.
Yeah, but like the houses are different.
Yeah.
These things down here are different.
Yeah, it's a nice,
and the trees along the top.
Yeah.
Wasn't someone saying about doing a drum with that top third or so?
I think so.
Very nice.
Yeah. I don't know if you need to see the threads. I can kind of show you the threads. There's part of them.
Oh, there.
And then there's the other part of them. It's Weeks and Classic Color Work. So
and that red's not going to be too bright for you, is it?
No, because that's a house.
Okay.
2 houses. No, I don't think so. If it is, I'll dull it down. I'm not worried about it. And then you got this little thank you thing. It's kind of cute. Yeah, that took quite a while to get. But I know they kept saying that they had to wait for fabric, and then they had to wait for more threads. And so if you haven't gotten yours, it's coming. It'll come, because I've waited quite a while for mine. And then on Instagram, I think it was, and I don't remember who showed these, but she got them at Michael's, so I went to Michael's, and they're little tomato bowls, and they're like 5 inches.
Oh.
So I got 2.
You gonna eat ice cream out of them?
No, I thought I'd use them, I don't know, for something. I haven't decided what yet, but they're cute.
You can have candy in there for when you go to retreats.
I can.
And then people will come and by, talk to you. You could say, help yourself.
Self to some candy. I could do that.
And I'll sit next to you.
And that's my haul, people. I don't have any more haul. I got nothing. You got any haul?
I do.
Okay.
There was, I don't know, a couple weeks, 3 weeks ago or something, Michael's had an online sale. And Tenley there was one full coverage chart that she really liked. And that was on the top of her list for the next time we go shopping. So I got that, but then in order to get free shipping, couldn't travel alone. So I've got the pink ladies.
Oh, they're cute. Look how fuzzy they are.
And they come with 14 count Aida. Now I don't know, but it's splotched.
Oh, sure.
So I might, and then it comes with the floss. And then this one here, I thought was kind of fun. It's wooden and stamped like that, so you just go over.
Oh.
And like when we go down and visit our son in Florida, I like to take stitching along to do at night. He's an early riser, so him and my husband go out and have a beer on the lanai and stuff, and then they go to bed. So I got the TV, the dogs, and my stitching. So this would be a fun. It's all enclosed. Everything is in here, even the needle, the stitch on. So that's in small.
Yep.
And then this Shamrock kit. It's a full kit, 14 count Aida, pearl cotton floss, needle. But this was on Amazon Prime Day.
Oh, nice.
So it's not that big. I think it's going to be like 6 by 6. Yeah. So it'd be kind of a fun pillow for St. Patrick's Day. And then I went ahead and ordered my Stitching in the Forest, Cross Stitch in the Forest, what book that everybody's been talking about from Amazon. And I think they're really fun charts. And I'm sure Tenley would like to do some of these too. So, yeah.
Nice.
So that was, when you go shopping from your comfort of your own stitchy chair.
It's fun. It can be very fun.
It can be very hard too oh no, I'll save this for next time.
Right.
Or
You throw things in your cart and you leave them there or whatever.
yeah, so that was my haul.
Okay, so last Thursday, we usually get together and stitch on Thursdays, and Julie couldn't come, our third musketeer. Hi, Julie. So Jeannie and I were going to make some bags, and Jeannie didn't bring hers today. So if I can get my cat off of my bags, I will show you my bags. Willow, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, Willow. She's like not moving.
And we use the Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch tutorial.
Yeah, not the vinyl bags. I'm not keen on the vinyl bags. I make cloth bags. So this bag, it's a panel. There's a bunch of panels of all of these, I don't know, vintage kids doing different things, and I like the little girl with the baby, so I made this bag.
That could be your grandkids.
Could be. My grandkids are a lot older than
Well, when they were that age.
Yeah, sure. But I just thought it was very cute. And then this one is a Halloween. It was a towel, an embroidered towel. And then I just added fabric on the sides and stuff for it.
And you kind of customized the size to go with because that's taller than.
Yeah, I customize the size to go with what I'm putting in here.
Mm-hmm.
I do. As soon as I put a bag down, she sleeps on the bag. And then this is a Halloween one too. This again, there's different panels that were all together. I think there were 6 panels. You just cut out a panel. And then what I did is this was on the bottom and the top of the whole length of the panel.
Ooh.
So I cut it off and used that as the top of the bag.
Perfect.
Yep. And it's just a purpley blue, just kind of looks Halloweenish. Yeah, so now she moves over to the other bag. And this is a linen, I think this is one that Mary found us. Was it a table one and you got half and I got half?
Could be, yeah.
Probably, yeah. So then this is one I
Thanks,
did.
Mary.
And I just sewed around the edge of the blue with clear.
Did you
thread.
do any interfacing or anything underneath that?
I do. I have a white, it's kind of a cottony interfacing that I put behind them.
So
that fuses
Fabric
on.
doesn't show through.
Right, yep.
You had a loose thread.
I know, I got them all over. Loose threads, that's our name. And then these I showed last time. I got 2 towels that I found, and I really thought she was cross-stitching, but she's not. I think she's mending a sock, I think. But
I told the kids over the weekend that mend is a 4-letter word. Tenley needed something sewed up in her sweatshirt.
So I made her, and then Grandpa is with her, so then I did Grandpa.
He's napping.
He's napping. And I put blue on the top of him instead of the yellow.
So cute.
And then this one is another, I don't know if I have, I think I have both of these. I don't think you have the other
Nope, I
half
don't
of
have
this.
that. That doesn't look.
Yeah, this is a lady watering her flowers. This was pretty wide, so took up a lot of room on the sides. Again, I just stitched down right.
The trim was on it.
Yep, trim was on it. I just stitched it down. I put the interfacing behind it.
Very nice.
And then this one again is a table. This is my last one. It's a table scarf or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
And so then that's what I did, and it's red on the back.
So now, do you have? Are you going to fill them?
I mean, eventually they'll all be filled. I can't say I'm going to fill them right now.
Well, you have things that are kitted up, don't you?
I do have things that are kitted up, so I could put them in bags. Yes, I could.
No bags should go empty.
I have a lot of empty bags because last time we made, I don't know how many, but I have a lot of them that are bags. Oh, I forgot that. When did we go to Walnut? June.
Mm-hmm.
Second week of June, and Jeannie showed
Father's
you.
Day weekend.
Yeah, last time Jeannie showed you everything she got at Walnut, and then I got this thing I'll show you now. And the reason I'm showing you now is it was too heavy to carry to Jeannie. So
Even though she carried it all over Walnut.
I did to the truck too. Whoa, as I break legs. We'll turn it around this way. This is what I found at Walnut, and it has little short legs.
Isn't that cool?
It's just the coolest little thing. And there's the cover, the top, so you can see.
This behind it. Can you see
You
better?
can see the legs. There's the little legs. So it's a short little table, and what I love about it is these things, they're curved. I mean, they're curved drawers. They're pretty cool. There's 4, and I just fell in love with this as soon as I saw it.
Yeah.
So that was one of my walnut purchases.
It
My big walnut purchase.
kind of caused a trip to the ATM afterwards.
It did. I had to go to the ATM.
Yeah. You know how it's weird how you can zero in on something and it's
And that was on the ground with
Yeah.
something on top of it, and I don't know, but all of a sudden I thought I went, I made noises.
yeah. Well, right next door was the kettle corn stand, and
Right.
so we were going to stop there, and all of a sudden
I didn't
she's
have
starting to go into this fit thing, and, and I didn't know if it was because of the kettle corn or. But then she started. Then we couldn't find the dealer at first because he was over at the kettle corn
Right,
stand.
yeah. So then she had to buy me corn, and then I paid her back once I found the ATM because I gave him all my money.
She had to barter down to what she had in her wallet.
Well, I said, this is all I got, and he took it. So
Took it all.
yeah, and then it was weird because my phone said there was an ATM to the left, so Jeannie sat down, and I went to the left, and I was in the middle of a cornfield. So I came back to her. I said, I'm glad you didn't follow me because I was in the middle of a cornfield. So we ran into 2 ladies on the corner, and they said, oh, it's just a few blocks
Down at the bank. Who would have thought?
Yeah. I didn't know there was a bank there. So sure enough, other people were getting money too. I had to wait in line. So
Now you know for next year.
yes, I do. But hopefully I'll bring more money next.
Then you won't find
I
anything.
know. That's the tricky part. You bring money. Well, I mean, I brought money, but I used more of my cash for eating out and stuff, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have used my card for that. Yeah. Okay, plans. Do we have any plans for cross stitch?
Well, we might have, but we'll talk about that more next, our next video, because then we'll have something to talk about.
Okay. So turtle tidbits. As you can see, we're back and everybody was lonesome for the turtles. There they are. They're done hatching their eggs. Well, laying their eggs. I'm still hatching them, but
They're pretty docile today.
yeah, they're pretty quiet. There's the female albino right there.
Who we got floating right there?
That is the baby.
Oh, he got moved into the big tank,
Yeah,
huh?
because he got bigger. Yep, he did. I still have to clean out the baby tank. But so one of my rescue turtles is Gumball. This is Gumball. Say hi, Gumball. Hopefully she won't pee on everything. She is what they call a diamondback turtle, or diamondback terrapin. And they are, I'm gonna not hold her very long here. She had, when I got her, right here, she had a big hole in her from shell rot. And then her mouth was totally crooked. She couldn't close it. And it was like this. It was absolutely crooked. And she is shedding her scutes right now, which I can kind of show you here. See, there's a scute. And my grandchildren really wanted me to rescue her because, I gotta put her down. They want me to rescue her because they call her the blue turtle, and I love blue. That's about as blue of a turtle as you're gonna get. And as she's shedding her scutes, she gets a little bluer for a while, you know, and she's more green to me, but that's okay.
So are they native to Minnesota?
No, they are not. They are all the way from Florida, all the way up the East Coast. And they usually live in what they call brackish water, which is, it's water with salt in it. And they can live totally like in the ocean all the way to fresh water. And they eat mostly like fish, clams, crayfish, shells. And in her mouth, on the top and the bottom, she has this ridge. And these turtles have this ridge. And that's why when her mouth is crooked, whoever had her was feeding her not the right food. And she needs hard things to chew on, because what happens is this ridge is kind of like our fingernails and everything. It keeps growing. And as you eat hard things, you wear it down. So what I did is I had to buy crushed seashells and put them in the bottom of her tank. And over 2 weeks, it took 2 weeks, but she eats these little shells. She'll chew on them, especially the females more than the males. She'll chew on them, and then it wore down her ridge, so her mouth straightened out, and she could shut it again, and she could eat normal. It was hard to feed her in the beginning because she couldn't.
Would she have been in any pain with that?
I don't know. I took her, whenever I get an animal that's what I declare really bad, I take it to the vet, and he said, no, you're doing fine. And when they get shell rot, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like she had a hole in her on the bottom, and it kind of reminds me of cottage cheese. It's icky, it's gucky.
Does it smell?
Sometimes it smells, and you got to clean all that out, and then you have to, what they call dry dock them. So every day I had to take her out of her tank, and she was in a plastic bin with a heat light on, and I would put her in, I would put that hole, fill it with, it's called Silvadene cream, and it's for burns. Hospitals use it for their burn patients because it kills bacteria, keeps bacteria out. And so every day I would have to recoat her with the Silvadene cream, and turtles get sick really slow, and they get better really slow. So she would be dry docked all day long, and I'd put her in water for an hour during the day so she could drink or whatever and eat. And then she would go back in that bin. And then at night, I would put her back in her water to sleep. And then first thing in the morning, I would dry her off. I'd kind of have to go in there with a little brush and kind of clean that hole, and then put more Silvadene cream in, and she would stay in this bin all day with the heat lamp.
What causes shell rot?
They need to bath. Turtles need to get out of the water for a certain amount of time every day so their shell totally dries. And obviously whoever had her wasn't doing that. So what happens is their shell starts getting gunky.
Oh.
it just
Too much moisture or
too much-
whatever.
yeah, it's moisture all the time. And then if they don't get enough calcium, if they aren't being fed the right amount of food or the right kind of foods, they can get shell rot. So, and she has to have a UVB, UVA light on her. So they need that. That's what the calcium transforms and keeps their shell hard and healthy, and it keeps their skin healthy. And so that's what she was kind of a mess when I got her, but she lays a ton of eggs. But I have a male, but she doesn't like the male, and I'll tell you about him next time. But so she lays eggs without a male around, so I had to make her a nesting box so she can lay her eggs whenever she wants, and they're not fertile. She just lays a bunch of eggs. She lays like 9 or 10 at a time, and she does like 5 or 6 clutches a year. So she's, if they were fertile, I'd have tons of diamondback terrapins, but she hates the male. She chews on them, so she just lays eggs by herself. And a lot of turtles do that. They'll lay non-fertile eggs. That's just what, it's like chickens. That's what they do. Some do, some don't. It just depends. But she's really big. When I got her, she was littler, and she had bumps on her shell. So now she's been shedding her scute. So now, if you look again, she's a lot smoother.
Yeah, she looks really slick.
She looks, see, here's another.
Almost like she's waxed.
Yeah, see, here's another scute coming off. And I don't know that you guys can see that, but her edges are darker because, see, she shed all of her edge scutes, and now she's shedding the middle. That's what those white spots are, because they're starting to loosen. But if you see, she's really pretty. She has dots, and now when you see the male, he has swirls, but she's got dots. And she's not so scaly. This feels like really soft skin. It's not scaly like the other turtles are. So, but they live in brackish water. They live in
So do you
salt
have to
water.
keep, how do you test for salt water in her
I
tank?
put salt in, it's like rock salt. It's like what you put in your water softener. And then I have this mechanism that I look through. I drip water on it, and then I look through it in the window, and it tells me what the salinity is for it. And the most you should have is 15. Now that she's well, I've got her pretty low. She's at about like 3 or 4.
Okay.
I just keep some salt in the water because that really does help with bacteria and everything else. But she's very healthy. She's big. She's healthy. She's doing
independent.
Yeah, she's very independent.
I seem to remember one time we went up to Julie's cabin to quilt, and you had brought a small tank with a smaller turtle that had shell rot up with you.
Yep, I did.
And I think that was the same trip that your amaryllis were blossoming, so you had plants with.
Yes, and Jeannie and I both went in my minivan, and my minivan was full because it had a turtle in it that was sick.
You talk about everything for quilting plus.
She was like, "You're bringing what?" Well, and you have to dry dock them all day, plus you have to clean them and put the medicine on them. And we were going to Julie's for several days, so it was just a little turtle. But
it was only, what, a 10-gallon tank or something? Yeah,
just because he was going to be dry docked, and then I would put him in water for an hour, and that's what I had to do.
Yeah.
What can I say?
So sometimes we have turtles quilting with us.
Yes. And amaryllis, and amaryllis only blooms once a year, and it was blooming. Do you want me to leave it at home? When I come home, it would be dead. Not dead, but it would be done. And then you missed it. So
yeah, we all enjoyed it.
Yes, and it was a beautiful flower.
It was. It brightened up everything.
And they're tall and skinny. That didn't take up. The turtle took up way more.
No, but it had to be anchored good,
so it didn't break, because I was worried because it was starting to open. Yeah. They put up a lot with me. I keep their life interesting. Don't I?
Yeah, that's one word.
Yeah. But they do. They're kind of interesting turtles. They eat a lot of fish, clam, more seafood stuff. And then they drink fresh water, and they actually kind of sort of have, they aren't gills, but their body can spit out the salt. Their body can get rid of the salt, and then they can drink salt water and get the fresh water.
Kind of strain it like, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how they do that. But right now she's more in fresh water than salt, so I don't worry about her so much. But she gets fed in a bin every other day, and that bin is fresh water. So if she needs to drink fresh water, it's there for her.
How long have you had her?
In my term of turtles, I probably had her like 5 or 6 years. I haven't had her real long. You think I've had her longer than that? You're saying yes.
Did you have her when we were still going to the library?
Yes, I think I just gotten her.
Okay, because we haven't been
I've
there
had
for
her.
about 6 years.
Yeah,
have we?
I've had her before COVID. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
And my son had called me and said, "Mom, this guy at work's gonna throw his turtle away in the lake." And he said, I know from the picture it's not a turtle that's, from around here. So I said, grab it and bring it home. And that's what he gave me. I've never had one before, so there was a new opportunity to do research.
Yeah.
And I knew shell rot. I knew right away. I mean, I've been dealing with shell rot for years and years and years. So I knew she had shell rot, but the crooked mouth kind of took me for a loop. And I took it to the vet, and he said, put seashells in the bottom of her tank.
But she doesn't live in this tank.
No, she has her own 120-gallon tank I have another bedroom. In one bedroom, I keep all my tortoises, and then she lives there, and the male lives in that bedroom too. My husband told me when the kids left for the last time to either put things in those rooms or he was going to sheetrock them shut. So I put things in those rooms.
Yeah. I mean, what else would you do?
Right. And my other bedroom, that's empty. Well, it's not. That's my quilting room. That's where my quilting machine is. So I have a tortoise room, and then these turtles are out here in the main area.
And most everything else down here is quilting.
Yes. And there's a family room we're staring at where there's a couch. That's where the kids, I call that Grandkid Central. They play there, watch TV, play their video games. Okay, so that's Turtle Tidbits for today.
When we get to our anniversary, we're going to have kind of a quiz on all these turtle tidbits over the year.
She's doing that because, believe it or not, she has absorbed all of my turtle tidbit stuff.
Without trying.
No. So when she meets people and they're doing mean things to turtles, she kind of lets them know that that's not the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. So, see, I'm proud of her. She didn't know she knew all this stuff.
Yeah. This stuff just kind of comes out and it's like...
See, she listens. Even though you look at her and she's kind of glazed over, she's absorbed it. So,
yeah.
Oh, it's kind of funny. I did help a turtle across the street just 3 days ago.
Again?
Yeah, North Branch. And I didn't know why it was out. It was a female.
Oh.
I didn't feel any eggs. I don't know why she was out. She had leeches all over her, so I ripped those off. I pointed as trucks were coming because she was right in their wheel range. And they saw her and swerved, so then I got her over. And I had never seen a turtle like that, so I looked it up, and it was a map turtle. And she's in North Branch. I don't know what it's doing in North Branch, but it was a map turtle, so it was kind of cool.
So would that be one of these pets that got let loose, or?
No, we have map turtles.
Okay.
We have 2 different kinds in Minnesota, but they're mostly river turtles. So, but she can be in a pond. I mean, they do. And somebody could have let a turtle go, and she's a baby. And
but there is that creek that goes through there.
Okay.
What is that called there?
Okay, that's good to know, because maybe she was heading back to the creek, or
it goes out to the St. Croix.
Okay.
Sunrise River.
I just thought that was cool that I encountered a turtle. I thought it was a map turtle because she had skinny lines all over her face, but her bottom was yellow with black splotches, and her top was really kind of a greenish brown, kind of bumpy. I thought, okay. So when I got home, I looked it up, and sure enough, it was a map turtle. So it made my day. I saved her. She was doing good. Okay, so we will go on to quilting. So I guess we're done with cross stitch. So those of you leaving us, bye. Have fun stitching, and we'll move on to quilting.
We'll see you next month. Heaven forbid we do 2 a month.
Heaven forbid, especially when I'm trying to finish a cross stitch. I mean, I did it.
Yes, she
I'm
did.
So happy.
That extra week was...
Yeah, I would have felt really bad if I didn't finish. I would have felt bad.
You felt pressure?
A little bit. I did feel pressure to finish it because I thought, Jeannie allowed me an extra week. I'm in trouble if I don't finish. So.
That whip was really cracking.
I was my own whip.
But did
my
you
own...
enjoy the process?
Oh yeah, I always enjoy the
Okay.
process.
All
yeah.
right. I don't want that to go away.
No, and I was very hopeful I wasn't going to make other than those leaves I got screwed up on. I didn't make any other mistakes, and that helped because if you keep making mistakes, then you're in trouble.
And you go backwards.
Yep. Okay, so I finished my bed quilt and the pillow shams and everything, and I'll put a picture in the beginning of this video. I mean, everything's too big to show you, but I will show you it on my bed. You will see a picture in the beginning. And then my nephew turned 40 this year, and this is hilarious. I got his t-shirts years ago. We used to live on North Center Lake.
Like over 2 decades ago.
Yeah, we lived on North Center Lake. We bought that lake house in 1991. And somewhere in that time, I got these t-shirts from my sister-in-law, Linda. And I think it was either around the time Joe was gonna graduate or like maybe a year before or something. Well, she gave me a bunch of these t-shirts. Well, I had them in my house. Well, then we built this house and moved. We were in that house for 14 years. 91, and then we moved in this house in 2004. And just a few weeks ago, I told Jeannie, I said, I found his t-shirts, and he's going to be 40. And I asked her because I don't know how to make a t-shirt quilt. I'm kind of a pattern person. I can make a pattern bigger. I can make it smaller. I just need a pattern. This brain right here doesn't need a pattern. She can take half square triangles and make them into something, and she can create just out of here, and I can't do that. I need something.
It was interesting because when we were going through the process, her eyes glazed over a few times when I was talking math and different.
Well, and it was interesting how she came up with a pattern.
Well, I used to work for a long arm quilter, and it seemed like the t-shirt quilts that came in were all the same size blocks in a row. You know, everything was square. It was just, but then sometimes the t-shirts like this one here has a little motif, but you have it in a 12.5-inch square.
Right, it's too big. So I showed her all the t-shirts. I washed them. She came over twice. She came over once. We went through the t-shirts and picked out, kind of.
There was more than enough.
Yeah, there was more than enough. And she was looking at, okay, this one, the whole t-shirt's full of the design. And then, so we divided them into like smaller motifs and bigger motifs. And then from there, she figured out, okay, we can have some that are 15.5-inch long and some that are only wide, and some that are only 13.5-inch wide. And then she even figured out, I'm going to show you it now because it's really quite amazing. Oh, that was down there. That's the t-shirt quilt. And then even what she thought is we'll put the smaller ones in the middle, which we did. Those are the 13.5, and then these are all 15.5 out here. But then she even thought, let's put 4 dark corners and kind of have a circle of light going around kind of on the outside like the border. So this is what her brain created. And then she even helped me figure out, there's little black sashing in between each block. And the main thing she was concerned about, she didn't really want the sashing to line up. She wanted it to make sure that they were off. And so then she was down to 1/2 inch for this. That I had
You can ease in 1/2 inch.
She goes, you can ease in 1/2 inch. And I know where it is. It's in this corner. I did it, but it was 2 things about this. We didn't put any interfacing behind the t-shirts, and I'm happy we didn't because it's very soft. He loved it. I mean, he was telling me stories about all of these t-shirts because he hasn't seen them forever. And I got him the day before. I took it to him the day before his birthday. And it's a very soft t-shirt. I had to watch the back though because the back is black cotton fabric too. And so when you're quilting, the t-shirts can get kind of stretchy. And twice I had to stop and kind of rip out the back because it had like folded over on itself or whatever. But once I got those fixed, it was done. And I had to really watch because some of these have a lot of that the silk screening,
Yeah.
your needle doesn't really like that. So I really kind of paid attention when I was going over, because some of the t-shirts are really soft. Even the lettering is soft, but some of them have that heavy silk screen on. So when you're quilting over it, your needle isn't too happy about it. But I got it done, and she said we're one and done, because if I ever did another t-shirt quilt, I would have to help her help.
Well,
and I said, well, I'm one and done too, because it wasn't fun. It wasn't my cup of tea, but I was very happy to give it to him, and he was so happy. And this one, especially the Twilight Zone, he said he was in the car of the ride, and his arm somehow got outside of the car, and they literally had to stop the ride and take the car halfway apart to get his arm out, because they didn't want him to get hurt.
He's one of those kids that they stress keep your arm and feet inside and begin.
Yeah. So he was really, you should have seen his grin. His grin was very, he was
Well, there's some sports in there from a kid.
yeah, he was so happy to see the sports and stuff. So he was very, very happy about this quilt. Just his smile on his face. And trust me, I told him all about Jeannie. I spent most of my time saying she helped me with this so much. And so I, again, thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it's done and he's very happy with it.
Well, and what I like about the t-shirt quilts, I think the big plus is all you have to do is, once you get them cut, is the sashing. The blocks are done.
Right.
So after, you get your cutting done, you got your top done in no time.
Right. This, she came the next Thursday to stitch, and I had all 4, rows hanging on the wall, and then all I had to do was add the strips. The next day I added the strips and put the borders on. I mean, it really didn't take, I only needed her 2 days, and then I was on my own. I knew what to do. So
did you get the sashing or the backing down in Walnut?
I did, because there's an antique, not an antique store, a quilting store she's got really good priced fabric. And so I got the backing there, and it was wide backing, so that was really nice, because it was all one piece. I didn't have to sew any pieces together or anything to get it. And it pretty much matches the front. It was pretty close to the front.
Yeah.
So it worked out really well. And it's very light. I was expecting it to be heavy, and it's not. It's very light. It's very soft. So he was just totally ecstatic about it. He was grinning from ear to ear. So.
Makes all the trouble worth it, doesn't
it does, and it's good memories for him. So it was, and I mean, I was driving home from his house. I'm in Lindstrom, and he's in, what's he in? I'll think of it. Anyway, his mom and dad, my brother and his wife, were texting me already about, because he obviously called them as soon as I left, or he texted them and showed them the picture. So I'm very happy with it. It's very nice.
And now that big, huge bag is out of your closet.
Yeah, it's gone.
And what I got a perk out of it, because my husband uses cut up t-shirts for his woodworking, for buffing and putting stain and stuff on. So he got a whole bag of t-shirt backs. Yeah. And I cut them up into like 5-6 inch squares for him. And yeah.
That helps him too.
Yeah.
Okay, we're on to your pot holders.
Okay, one of the things now, the club I belong to up in Rush City at the Cutting Edge Quilt Store, this month we're supposed to do a pot holder, an 8-inch pot holder out of any one of these blocks. These are cards in here, and they're kind of and they got the pattern on back, or the picture of it, and then the requirements on front for anywhere from a 6-inch block up to a 36-inch block. So we're supposed to use our own fabric. They gave us the Insulbright. Is it Insulbright?
Yep.
It's 4 pot holders or mitts or oven mitts. It's like kind of aluminum foil or something in there.
Right. It feels like batting, but it's a little thicker. Plus, it has something in it for the burning, so you don't get the burning.
And it's supposed to reflect the heat back.
Right.
So I thought, okay, well, if I'm going to make them, I'm going to make them so I can use them. So I have this fabric that
matches her kitchen cupboards.
Yeah.
Or goes with her kitchen cupboards. Yeah.
So there's one. I did 4 of them. This one was a 2-color one. And then that one.
Oh, kind of cool.
Not too bright?
Well, I like the design, like, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What one is that called? That's called Centennial. And then that one. So that's what, and then Tenley's quilt that was on the board at our house last week, I got that quilted in bound, so she even used it this weekend.
Oh, nice.
She was explaining it to her dad about the crazy quilt.
Oh.
And he, yeah, okay. And she goes, what is really cool, Dad, is this is scraps from the curtains from my old bedroom in Hudson, and then this is from another quilt I made, and this, and okay. But it's just, when you see anybody, no matter what age, excited about something that they made.
Yes.
It is so cool.
It is cool. You're
and she
right.
just, went down into my stash.
Those good old stashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you take some out, and it seems like it multiplies more.
I know. Because right now I'm working on a quilt where I'm trying to pull all my scraps. I have a bin of light scraps and a bin of dark scraps. And I keep going in there and pulling stuff. And it's like it's getting fluffier. Because I think it was packed down when it was on the shelf. And now it's like, because I'm digging in there, I feel like it's growing.
Yeah, it's overflowing.
Right, and I need like 10 of like blacks and 10 of reds and 10 of blues and 10 of greens and 10 of golds and stuff. And so I'm thinking this should be going down, but no, it's like overflowing in my bin.
What do you need? Like just
A little.
Yeah.
Just a few inches, not many inches. And so it's weird. It's like, okay, it's growing and I'm not getting anywhere. Okay, so we move on to plans and shop hop.
Minnesota right now is having their annual shop hop, statewide shop hop, and this is, I think it started in 2007, the first shop hop here.
Okay.
And this goes for 3 weekends. Is it 3 weekends? And the weeks in between it, so like 16, 18 days or something like that. Anyway, so we'll probably go out next week one day and do, they're divided in sections. And as you finish each section, there's a gift or prize,
right.
And then each shop, I think the section we're going to, you can buy a spool of thread for $1. Each shop has a different color that kind of matches the fabric.
Oh, that's
so nice. Yeah. So we'll do that next week. Yeah, I don't know anything else about quilting plans.
No, I've got a quilt I'm working on, but I still got a little bit to go yet.
Yeah, well, as long as I had this fabric out for these, I thought, well, I've got, I think, 3 quilts done in the fabric that matches the cupboards. So I thought, I got a ladder that holds 6, so I need some more. So I started cutting out some more blocks. So
yeah, because we finished our guest bathroom, and I can hang 3 or 4 quilts in there. So when we were out on Julie's, whose birthday was it? Was it Julie's birthday trip and mine?
Oh, we went into Wisconsin?
It must have been. That's when I must have bought them. When did I buy all the blues and reds and?
We haven't really been out to quilt stores since, have we?
No, so that had to be it.
That was February.
That just doesn't seem right. But anyway, I've got the fabric.
We've been down to Sewing Seeds a couple times,
That's
haven't
what it
we?
was. We went you and I went with the bags for 20% off.
Yeah, that was
That's
almost 2 months ago.
Yeah, so I bought the fabric then. So I'm gonna start working on those quilts for my bathroom, because it's done. It's totally done. It's functional. Wallpaper's up. Everything is done. My husband says it's not done because there's nothing on the walls. So I have to get something on the walls in order for him to think it's done.
Boy, our house wouldn't be done yet then.
Yeah, I know, because your husband doesn't like things on the walls.
Oh, he wants to keep them clean.
Bare. He wants them
new.
bare. Yeah, so that's what we live with, Okay, so that's it, gang. I guess this is pretty normal. Almost an hour. If we talk for another 45 seconds, it'll be an hour.
Well, hopefully everybody that nobody is really affected by weather. Things have been really different this year with heat and.
Well, last year was different because of the drought.
Yeah.
Gosh, you're still in a drought, I think.
Yeah. We had 1.6 6, 8 inches of rain for the month of July. And you'd get that at one rain.
Oh, there was a couple times we got like 3 inches. And she go, we didn't get anything. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's raining now. It's one of these nice soaking all day type rains is going on right now. So I'm happy because my garden's getting all kinds of.
But one thing nice about like a rain day like this, or even the hot weather, you got to stay inside
Yeah.
and stitch or quilt.
Right. Because we've had a couple of 90 days on with the humidity was in like 70%. You go out there. I mean, I'm only out there for 2 minutes and I'm just dripping because it's icky. So it is. These are nice days to be in doing stuff. But I'm unlike her in the morning or something. I'll dig in a closet or something. That's me. And then I'll sew and stitch. But
We'll have to put another deadline on you for next month so that, yeah.
I have to pick out another. I got to look at my samplers that I've been working on because I'm thinking maybe there's another one that's like.
Oh,
maybe
that's already
half done.
started? A
Yeah,
whip?
half done or something.
Yeah. How about Our
This is
Lasting
my
Friendship?
I think that's that. I was thinking
Hi.
about that one. This is Willow. This is my sweet Willow.
Yeah.
She's the best kitty in the whole world. Yeah, you are. You're
So-
such a sweetie. She is. She's the snuggliest thing I've ever owned.
She probably doesn't like deadlines. It takes away from cuddle time.
Yeah, she likes a lot of cuddle time. So a couple of times I put her down and said, I got to work on this. But then she curled up on my lap and went to sleep. So then it wasn't bad. But she really likes, when she snuggles, it's up here. So you can't
Yeah.
stitch when she's snuggling up there.
Even when you try to sew, she's...
She's up here, yeah.
Yeah.
She wants to be up here. And it's funny because her eyes are kind of a greeny gold, and when she wants to snuggle, they turn blue. So that's one of the first clues I get that she wants to snuggle because she looks at you and she's got blue eyes. And normally,
Oh, she does the color trick.
she does. She changes color, so I don't know if that's how that works, but it's kind of amazing.
Dear, dear, dear.
Okay, gang. Well, we'll see you in a month, and we will. We'll see you in a month. And nice thank you for hanging out with us and subscribing, and we love all your comments, and I'm happy we're in front of the tank because that's one of the biggest comments that we are getting is where are the turtles? We miss the turtles. When they're laying eggs, I gotta have the egg thing hooked up, and we can't sit in front of it then. So now we got a whole nother year, so you'll see the turtles.
Every other month.
Yep, every other month. So bye, gang, and
Yep.
keep stitching, and we hope you have some fun while the weather's nice. So we'll see you. Bye.
Bye.